everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hello, if you're new here, it's lovely to have you and I hope you choose to stick around and subscribe. It's completely free, entirely up to you, and it just means I pop up in your subscription boxes every time I upload a new video. On to today's video, and it is a very exciting one for me, and it is something that I don't normally feature on this channel, although I've been saying I'm going to. It's been a long drawn out process, but this week is the start of our garage renovations. Now, I haven't spoken too much on this other than saying we're waiting for the garage to be rebuilt. We haven't kind of gone into anything, but I thought I'd give you a tour of what it currently looks like. We have so far had the electrics cut off of it. It's going through the insurance company, which you will see why when we get out there, which reminds me I need to find a torch. But yeah, so we are finally getting a new garage, which is so exciting because it will then become a usable space instead of a damp, wet, mouldy, horrible area that it is at the minute. So let's go and take a look at it, and then I will talk more about what is happening. So yeah, let's head out. First of all, I'll show you the electric box. I don't want to talk too much out there because of nosy neighbours. And also I've chosen the coldest day of the year to do this, but never mind, let's show you what it looks like. Right, so it doesn't look like much at the minute because we've got some bits that need to go in the storage unit, but just your typical, that's my breath, sorry, just your typical garage. And then these are vintage. These are from old World War II prefabs. When they were knocking the prefabs down, my granddad got these, which I'm hoping to keep, but we're not sure if the bottoms are rotten or not. But yeah, as you can see, everything is just a little bit damp. The roof leaks. It's not the best. And this is asbestos sheeting, which, as we all know, is not the one. Obviously, I can't turn the electrics on, so I'm using my flash. Thankfully, we're getting it rebuilt because, yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. That's half a unit that fell apart and is mouldy. And then the main thing is this massive crack that just runs all the way through and is causing a lot of subsidence. Yeah, which is not fun. And actually, I've just noticed that there is a big hole there, which I don't think was there before. So yeah, it started disintegrating. So in a nice way, I'm going to get out of here as soon as possible and I will talk to you a little bit more. I'm back in the warm because honestly that was so cold. I really hope you appreciate the footage that I took because it is -3 and I felt every little icicle of that. It was so cold out there. So yeah, that is the garage as it stands at the minute. The box that you see at the beginning is an electric box. It's an outsource that is actually on our toilet wall, and you can see all the cracks going up there as well, so no doubt that's going to be the next job. But that is attached to obviously our main house, because they've had to cut the electrics off of the garage because obviously it's going to be demolished. This has been a very lengthy process. This has been a process that actually started before we even moved in, before moving in was even a thing. My nan was very much still alive when this process kicked off, and it has been going backwards and forwards, and there's been some failures on certain team members that we have spoken to at the various companies, not so much the insurance company, but other people and companies involved, to the point that actually I believe one of them has now got the sack. So a few failings on their part obviously meant that it has been more drawn out than what it should have been. It has been a very stressful time, but thankfully my dad has been handling it because he was the one that put the claim in on Nan's behalf in the first place. So it kind of just made sense to keep running with that. So yeah, I'm very grateful that he's been dealing with that because I think I would have just given up and said, F it, like it can just fall down in its own time, which obviously is not really what we want, but I don't do stress. It makes me really poorly quite quickly. So I wasn't going to do that. But anyway, so last week we had the electrician come and cut the electrics off. next week they are taking the roof off, which has got to be done by specialist people because obviously, as mentioned, it is asbestos and it is damaged now. I don't know if that's damage from them taking a sample. It could well be. I'm not sure. The sample, for context, they took the sample to check for asbestos, even though we all knew it was asbestos, a year ago, 1st of Feb, I think it was. A very nice man came down. That is how long nothing has happened. So yeah, all fun and games. To give a little bit of background, obviously I've shown you the crack in the flooring. That runs pretty much right the way through. And because of the crack, the floor is going like this. So they did some exploratory work and they have realised that basically under the garage, in reality there is no foundation, there's no filler. Whereas normally you would pack it down and it would all be level and whatnot. There's nothing. I don't quite know what is holding my garage up. It could well be the roof, which is the scary part when the roof comes off next week, because the walls could fall down with it. It could literally look like something out of a cartoon. I don't know. The builders don't know. Yeah, so it's going to be very testing. They are coming next week, as I say, to take the roof off. They're also putting up a security fence to stop us going anywhere near it. So I am going to try and document as much of this journey as possible. It should be complete within 8 weeks, which would be amazing to have a working space for like spring, summer. Would be so exciting. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a wild ride. I don't quite know what to expect. I'm feeling like there's going to be a lot of disruption, and I don't know how that's going to go with Nelly, because obviously, like, in terms of naps and in terms of, I know I shouldn't say it, but I've just got a horrible feeling they're going to trip that switch outside or something's going to go wrong and I'm not going to have electrics. Like, in my gut, that's just what it's telling me. I might be just overreacting. I don't know. But yeah, that is kind of what I'm thinking at the minute. So I am finally bringing you a renovation video over a year after we moved in, which is very exciting. I have also started thinking about other rooms. I'm still waiting for Ash to finish off the bathroom. That renovation video will come at some point. No, my luck, I'll lose the footage before he's finished off the bathroom. But yeah, so that will probably be the next one at some point, as I keep saying, but I'm just waiting for the final little bits that Ash needs to finish off, i.e. we need to build a cabinet, because right now you can't see it to its full potential. So yeah, I'm very excited. So next week the roof's coming off, and then the demolition starts, if it hasn't already fallen down, and then the rebuild. So yeah, I hope you follow along for this journey. I will obviously keep it all in this video, so the next clips you're going to see are more of the progress. But yeah, I'm beyond excited that something is finally happening, and I just can't envisage what it's going to look like with a new garage, because that garage has been standing all of my life and before it. I believe it was there when my nan and granddad moved in, and they moved in when mum was pregnant with me. So yeah, I can't envisage anything but this brilliant white garage sat out there. So yeah, exciting times, and I hope you enjoy this video. We have progress. It is currently day 2. Yesterday I didn't bother updating anything because it was literally just put safety fence up and the storage unit, which thankfully is in our garden, which I'm pleased about. You might be able to hear the noise behind me because they are taking the roof off right now. We've got an asbestos company in to take it off because obviously, as mentioned, it is full of asbestos in there. It's an asbestos roof and possibly other things as well. But yeah, so we have progress, which is exciting. I just thought I'd give you a quick overview before they start digging, but the digger arrived on Friday afternoon, ready for them to start the final phase of destruction today. So super excited. I'm glad that it's still going on despite we've had some bad weather. The builder that we've had has been amazing, And yeah, I just can't wait for it to be done, to be honest with you. What doing? He did it, did he? You've had to give him a big clap at the end. It is a digger. I thought I'd give you a little progress update. I believe this is day 5, I want to say 5 or 6, something like that. And yeah, the garage is pretty much gone, and this is what we are currently left with. Excuse the bad lighting, but I don't want to wake Nellie up because she's only just gone back to sleep after a 4 a.m. start. It turns out that they never really dug the foundations. Whoever did the garage in the first place never really dug the foundation. So our garden is very much like this, and this end down by the house where there is a bigger drop was obviously more foundation dug, and then as the garden's gone up, instead of leveling, they just like graded it. So that's fun. So hopefully when the garage is done this time, it will all be done properly and I won't have to worry. But yeah, it has been interesting, shall we say. The team that have been working, I say team, it's mainly been one person. The other person has literally just been driving to and from the yard with like all the rubble and everything. But they've been really friendly, they've been really nice, really respectful, everything that you'd want in a builder. And I believe they do like private stuff as well, so they're definitely like in the running as a company if I ever need any other building work done, because yeah, it's definitely been a good service. I don't want to jinx it in case something goes wrong, but yeah, so far so good. Apparently next week we have got a different team of people working, so hence why I'm withholding who it is, just in case they aren't as good and I have to like eat my words, so to speak. But yeah, they've been really like prompt, on time, just yeah, a great building company so far. Talking of which, he's just arrived to do some more. It has definitely not been as stressful so far as what I thought. I kind of just wave to them out the window in the morning and they're in and out the house if they need like the loo or anything. We've offered like hot drinks, and yeah, it's been easy, touch wood. So yeah, definitely less stressful than I thought. I can't wait to see them start building. I will say that probably the neighbours hate me by this point because no one can park out the back because their vehicles are usually there. And yesterday morning they started digging at 8:03, which I think woke some people up, but I don't care because it needs to be done. It was unsafe to leave it as it was, so it, you know, it's a safety concern if anyone was walking past. And to be honest, my neighbours are not quiet at the best of times, so I don't hold that guilt that maybe I would if they were like quiet neighbours. So yeah, that is the little update for now. I'm going to get on with the rest of the day and I'll try and update you at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, this is what we're working with, which it looks so strange. It feels so open. I've already had to chase several cats away from the area numerous times. I don't want them to get used to coming in the garden, that's for sure. But yeah, that is where we're at. It is now another week and we are waiting on our new team to arrive. They are meant to be here this morning. The person that was doing it before is now been moved to another job, which is kind of sad because I kind of liked him. He was, you know, very friendly, very helpful. Could just be like left to his own devices. Like, I would say I trusted them. But obviously when it's a new team, you don't know. I'm sure they'll be absolutely fine. Like, the company themselves seem lovely, so I can't imagine that it's going to be too bad. But yeah, we're just waiting on that. They are meant to come today to start digging out the new foundations. So the previous clip you probably would have seen would have been how it was left on Tuesday. It is now the following Monday. We went swimming early in the morning. We were back by like 11:30, something like that, and they'd finished with the bit that they could do. Packed up, gone home, taken the digger, the lot. So yeah, I didn't even get to say like bye or nothing. Like, they just worked so hard to get it done. They were ahead of schedule. They're basically a week ahead of schedule, but obviously their jobs and stuff are booked in advance, so nothing has happened basically for nearly a week because the first part was done so quickly. I think it helped probably that the garage was falling down of its own accord anyway. But yeah, so that was that, and it's just basically been left since then. But yeah, the team are meant to be here today, but they haven't arrived as of yet, so I don't know what time they're going to arrive, but I need to go and do the food shop in a minute, so they'll just have to crack on when they get here and just hope that they know all the like codes for all the like locks and what have you. But yeah, I'm super excited that it seems to be, so far, touch wood, going right on track, and I'm gonna have a garage hopefully. I say hopefully because obviously there's no foundations, there's no building work as of yet. One of the things I do like about the fact that we are slightly ahead of schedule as well, and obviously there's been a bit of a break, is that it's given the neighbours a bit of a break. Like, no one's complained. The man across the road is a bit interfering, but I think that's just how he is. Like, he seems it with everything. Like, the council worker come and cut the grass the other day and he was telling them he missed a bit, this, that and the other. So yeah, I feel like it's kind of given that little break. It's not constant like digging, drilling, because to be fair, when they were demolishing it, it was just constant banging for like days. And then they had to use the drill to obviously drill out the concrete flooring and stuff like that, so it was all a bit noisy. But I think having that little break in between has hopefully softened the blow slightly. I don't think anyone would complain. I mean, both sides have their noisy moments as well, and they know it's not forever. I'm quite lucky in that respect, so yeah, it's not too bad. It has, however, caused a little bit of parking wars because one neighbour can't park on her driveway because the like safety fencing is up round it, and there would be a chance that if they were working she'd get blocked in. She was understanding about it and she was like, that's fine, I'll park it around the front. And yeah, where she parks, she likes to park with the passenger door in front of her gate, which is fine, you know, because a bit further along is a dropped curb. However, if she just went a little bit further so that the back door was in line with the gate, then we'd actually get our car in and the other neighbour that always parks there as well. But never mind. So it's caused a bit of parking wars, but it's only temporary and things will soon be back to normal, hopefully. That's pretty much where we're at, but it is 9 o'clock and they haven't turned up yet, so not sure what time they're going to turn up, but I'm going to head and do the food shop and get on with the rest of my day, and I will update you when something else happens. Excuse how I look, but I thought I would quickly give you a little update on the garage. It is now Tuesday, and yeah, this is what it looks like. And as you can see, it's nice and sunny, really bright. Let's go in here so the lighting is a little bit better. Nobody turned up yesterday because apparently the weather was too bad, or that's what we think anyway. There was nobody scheduled to come this week. Yeah, but my schedule says that they were, so not too sure what's going on there. The only thing that we all thought including them was potentially because there was a weather warning for extreme heavy rain. We had 2 spots of rain and that was it. There's been no other rain, and it's blue skies and sunshine today, so I can't even tell you what's going on. Another week, and this is what we've got so far. So they dug down a lot deeper than that. I didn't actually get any video footage of it because they are such quick workers. I've got to go quick because they're literally just turning up. But on top of like where they dug down, they've also poured in concrete, and now we're ready for the next step, which I think is bricks and hardcore, which is super exciting. It's starting to take shape now, which I can't wait to see the finished result. I know I keep saying it, but it's been such a long process overall that now things are finally happening. Like, I just want it done. It is the end of another day. Let me show you the progress I've made because it's starting to take a little bit of shape now. Kind of. You'll see what I mean anyway. Let me flip the camera around. So yeah, it's looking a little bit better. The foundations are pretty much there nearly. They've just got to continue with the brickwork and then yeah, go from there, but definitely looking a lot better. Another week and it is starting to take shape now, which I'm over the moon with because honestly this process has been so long. So we've now got some foundations. I believe it is slightly smaller than the original. You can see there's a little gap between the edge of the garage foundations and where the slabs were to, but it's not massive, so I'm happy with that, and the fact that it's actually getting done, you know, fills my heart with joy. So yeah, they should be turning up soon to continue, so we shall see. It is now Tuesday and this is what they did yesterday. It really is starting to take shape. They have filled in some hardcore down the edge where there is a bit of a gap, so it doesn't look too bad now. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they get done today. It is now the end of Tuesday and the workmen have gone. They actually went about lunchtime. I don't know if that particular team is coming back or if they've finished their section, but I can actually go outside now and show you what it looks like, because normally by the time they leave and I get my shit together it is dark, but it's not. It's still light, it's sunny. It's actually been a beautiful day. Me and Nelly went for a walk along the river as well, so I think that helped them being able to crack on. But yeah, let me show you what it looks like. So yeah, apologies if you can hear the kettle, but how different does it look? Well, I think so anyway. I feel like it's finally, like the steps are coming together. I believe next is to build the actual outside walls when obviously the flooring has set, put the doors on, and then the roof, and then I don't know if there's any rendering or if we're painting it, or I have no idea. We haven't got that far yet, but yeah, it really is starting to take shape, which I'm so pleased about. The amount of times I've said, oh, when the garage is done, and it just feels like it's so close now to being done in a sense because of how quickly they've done that bit. Fingers crossed the weather stays all right and then they can just crack on. But yeah, we shall see on that front. But yeah, overall really happy. You will have seen I did film a little clip just then, the bit where it's now a little bit smaller, if that makes sense, and you can see where they've put hardcore in. That is basically because it's gone from imperial to metric measurements and there's a slight difference. I believe that's the gist of it anyway. Added to which the bricklayer kind of hasn't done it in a square line, if that makes sense. It's slightly offset, but I think it's going to work. I don't think they're going to have to redo it, so if we can get it to work it'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, finally something is happening. They took the digger away this morning as well, so that's gone. Nelly was quite cute. She was like, bye bye digger, bye bye Ivor, because that was the person that did the digging. Yeah, she was a little bit sad that they took her digger, but it was cute. But yeah, that's one less thing to worry about, because it was quite worrying because it was right on the road and I thought if somebody's tempted to get in, that's what they're going to go for. Not that the keys were with it, but you know, when you've just got it in your like mind, you can't settle because you've got a digger in your garden, and around these parts that would be fair game for a bit of fun. I can't wait to see what happens next. I don't know if they're coming back tomorrow or if it is going to be another day, if it's not until next week. Like, I don't know how long they leave that to like set and do its thing. But I will of course keep you updated. It is another week and I've had some blocks delivered, which you can see just by the fencing, but still no sign of a builder. I filmed that clip like 5 minutes ago and they've just turned up. It is, what's time? 9:30, so not too bad. They might actually get some work done today. I just thought I would pop on and have a little chat. I think this is probably going to mark part 1 of the vlog because it's just dragging on, isn't it, really? We had a schedule that was sent to us about how long everything was going to take and things like that, and we are already, I'd say, probably like 2 weeks behind now. And yes, we did have a little bit of bad weather, but it lasted like 2 days, and they came pretty soon after that to finish what they were doing in terms of that. But yeah, it's just dragging on now. It hasn't been as bad as I thought it was going to be. It hasn't impacted me as much. It has meant that a lot of the times, unless it's planned, I can't just go out. You know, like if it's a nice day, I can't just be like, oh, I'm going to take Nelly to the park. I feel like going to the park or something like that, because unless somebody's here, I can't leave because the door's got to be open so that they can use the toilet and things. So that has been a little bit difficult, but other than that, it hasn't really impacted me. The noise has been kept to a minimum. Obviously there was a bit of noise with the demolition, but other than that, it's been absolutely fine. The bricklayer, which is outside now, trying to get the key out to use the shed, he has done it, like the foundations and everything, but they aren't square to the garden. They end up going slightly over. Thankfully we're just still within our boundaries, otherwise they'd have to start again, and obviously that would be more time. But considering somebody that's a bricklayer and has been for a number of years, yeah, he kind of fudged it up a little bit, which is annoying, but we're going with it, we're working with it. It's better than what it was. So yeah, it's just going to be slightly on the piss, I think. So that's going to annoy me slightly, but never mind, it is what it is. We have also asked if they can do, I think it's the rendering on our toilet wall on the outside, because that's where they've plugged the electrics to. Sorry, they were just looking down at the house as if they needed me, but that's where they plug the electrics in, and where they've like drilled to do it, it's cracked the rendering even more than what it already was. So we've kind of said, like, can you rectify that? And we've also said that when they take the electric bit off, it all might come down with it. So another little stress that's going on there. But I believe today they're actually going to be building it up so it looks like a garage. We've got the foundations and everything down now, and the foundations are actually right for a change. The guys that did that were really nice, really respectful. They had a good laugh. Like, it was fun to watch them in a sense, because they were always joking around, not mucking around, like in a sense of not doing the work, but they would have a good laugh at the same time. Whereas I'm not too sure. The two that have turned up this morning, one of them was here on the initial day, and like I say, the other one was the one that did it slightly wrong, but it doesn't look like they're going to have much of a laugh. So we shall see. This could be an interesting day. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave this vlog here. So this will be part 1, and then everything else will be in part 2. And yeah, I will obviously continue to vlog the process. I have to say, renovations are not quite what I expected. Communication has pretty much been zilch. Like, unless we're chasing, we don't really hear anything. I spoke to the project manager before, or like project supervisor, whatever he's called, before it all started, and he said he was going to be here at every step of the way. I think I've seen him twice through that whole process. So I definitely think there's a little bit of like expectation versus reality there. Well, they have brought a cement mixer. They looked in the shed as if to say, well, where's the cement mixer? But they have brought one, so that's fair enough. they can't get it out the van, but they brought a cement mixer. Yeah, so communication hasn't been the best. I don't know if I'd want to go through any renovations like that again where it's actual workmen in such a scale. I need an electrician to come and sort my kitchen light out at some point, and like little jobs like that, but I don't think I could rely on somebody else with the project, but we shall see. Anyway, I think they're coming down to speak to me now, so yeah, stay tuned for part 2.